Now, from Wish TV, this is The Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. Coming up tonight, champions are crowned in girls basketball and boys swimming. In the Coach's Corner, meet the man who has Noblesville boys basketball ready for postseason action. Plus, our athlete of the week just set a program record at Westfield.
I had no idea of the three-point record at any point until after the game when I was told that I'd beaten it, and the last one was 8.
It's time to dive in to the Zone Extra right now.
Hi, everybody. Good evening to you and welcome to the Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. What a great week of high school sports action with the championship action in girls basketball and boys swimming. Plus, the boys basketball state tournament is officially underway. In the Coach's Corner, he's in his second year at Noblesville High School as the Millers ready for sectionals. Our boys basketball coach Scott McCullen is here with us tonight. Plus, our athlete of the week just set a program record with 10 three-pointers in a single game. We're introduced you to Westfield Junior Trey Buchanan, and Angela Morian catches up with Heritage Christian star and future Purdue Boilermaker Miles Colvin. Now let's take a look at this week in high school sports. Saturday was the girls basketball state finals in the 4A title game, folks. It was Fishers taking on Bedford North Lawrence in second quarter. Pick it up here. Talia Harris pulls up here and knocks down the 16-footer there. Fishers led by 5 at the break. Late to the third quarter now, and you got Chloe Spreen. Check out the spin move here. Gets the hoop and finishes off the glass. Game was all tied. Game tied with under 30 seconds to go. Bedford North Lawrence's Emma Brown, the bucket there, and the foul to give the Stars the lead. They were going to win this one in the 4A title game. 46-42 is the final. Meanwhile, LaPel taking on Forest Park in the 2A championship game. This was a low-scoring game, folks. Late second quarter, LaPel down by 1, but not anymore. Madeline Pointer there from downtown. She had 15 points on the night. LaPel led by 2 at the break, folks. Fourth quarter we go down, 10 seconds to play. LaPel up 1. Forest Park goes inside to Amber Tritter, who scores, gives the Rangers a 1-point lead. But LaPel would have a chance to answer 3 seconds to go. And the 3 there, no good. Forest Park goes on to win this one. Final score was 38-37 is the final. They get the win there in the state championship. All right, meanwhile in swimming, the season came to a close last weekend at the Natatorium with the boys state finals taking place downtown here in Indianapolis. And we saw some incredible performances all afternoon. Congratulations, Zionsville senior Will Monglin there for the 3rd year in a row. He wins both the 200 individual medley and 100 meter there backstroke. He was also on the Eagles 200 free relay team that won a state record as well there. Meanwhile, Zionsville is the team runner-up. In diving, Hamilton Alex junior Ethan Swart is your state champion. His teammate Nathan Cox is the runner-up, but the day belongs to, well, Carmel. In the prelims, Aaron Shackle here sets a national record in the 200 free. He won the event in the finals as well as the 500 free and a pair of relays as well. Carmel wins its 9th consecutive boys state title. Congratulations to the Greyhounds here tonight. Man, they get it done all the time when it comes to swimming. All right, and boys basketball, the postseason is here. Action began across the state of Indiana on Tuesday night, and we had several great games right here in central Indiana at the Greyhounds, that is, in Carmel. They were open postseason play, hosting Westfield. This was a close one late, folks, with under a minute to go here. It's Seth Laravia who knocks down the 3. Rocks win, and they're going to face Noblesville coming up on Friday night. Meanwhile, in the nightcap, it was the Mudsock rivalry between Hamilton Southeastern taking on Fishers. This one was the Jalen Harrelson show. The Tigers sophomore goes for 33 as Fishers wins by 19. Well, they get Zionsville tomorrow night, and Center Grove, the Trojans hosted Greenwood. It's a close one down the stretch with Center Grove winning at 49-42. They will take on Bloomington South. that matchup coming up tomorrow night. Of course, we got all the highlights for you right here on Wish TV. All right, folks, time for a break. We still have much more coming your way here tonight on the Zone Extra. Glad you're hanging out with us. Up next is the Coach's Corner. His Millers are playing good basketball into the tournament. Noblesville coach Scott McClellan is here with us tonight. Look forward to talking to Coach. And still ahead, it was a record-setting shooting display. We'll introduce you to our Athlete of the Week from Westfield High School. That's on the way.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine. The Coach's Corner, presented by Bailey & Wood Mortgage Lender.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back here to the Zone Extra tonight. Anthony Calhoun here with you. Time now for our Coach's Corner. Tomorrow night, his Millers open up postseason play with high expectations after a great regular season. Please welcome to the show tonight, Noblesville boys basketball head coach Scott McClellan joining us here on the Zone Extra. Great to see you as always, Coach. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate you taking the time to join us here tonight. We'll dive in more about your basketball team, but first things first, postseason is here. We know pressure's on every team. You win, you move on, you lose, the season's over. But how excited are you for this matchup coming up tomorrow?
Well, I think as a Indiana high school basketball fan, you're always excited for this time of year.
Yeah.
It's always a fun time for fans and schools and the kids to get behind their teams and the rivalries. So always an exciting time, March with the state tournament and obviously the college tournament. But you know, as a coach, it can be a hectic time and an anxious time. But we're certainly looking forward to the challenge Friday night.
All right, let's talk about your team. Had the bye, so you got the little break here as you get ready to play tomorrow night. Well, what do you like about your team right now as you guys get set to enter into postseason?
Well, I think we've had a really nice season. I really want to, recognize our guys for coming back after a tough loss against Garion Catholic, and I thought our kids really responded in practice and with their mindset and their togetherness, and I think that's really helped create a real strong unit here as we go into these final weeks of the regular season and going into the tournament. Our coaches have just done a really good job of keeping the kids together and grounded. So, I think, it's a great example. You learn sometimes from a loss, and yeah. I thought our guys really did that, and so we're playing, I think, arguably our best basketball, and we're the most cohesive maybe we've been all year. So exciting for us, and we'll get a really good challenge Friday night. Yeah,
and it's interesting to hear you say that because you want to be playing some of your best basketball right now here in the postseason. From what you've seen from this team, how much have you seen them grow over the past few weeks?
Well, I've seen a lot of growth, a lot of togetherness. I mean, we've had two seniors in Luke Almodovar and Cooper Bean that kind of led us, and then some junior kids in Aaron Fine and Hunter Walston that have showed a lot of leadership, and our younger guys have just followed their lead, and so it's been real rewarding to see that here at the end. And we've had a nice season. Had some bumps in the road throughout the season, but really these last 3 weeks, I think our practices have been so much better, more organized, more competitive, more upbeat, more enthusiastic. So that all builds well for going into the tournament.
We know about the basketball tradition when you talk about Noblesville. I mean, obviously with the women's team as well, the ladies team have done great, of course, won the state last year. And then you look at what you're doing with Noblesville, off to a great start, getting ready for the postseason. Second year with the Millers. What have you enjoyed the most about being around these young people?
Well, I just think, we've got a really good staff with the other coaches. We've got great kids that are really buying into what we want them to do and what we're trying to ask of them. And, it's made for a stronger year, a stronger unit together. And, we're just hoping for some postseason success. We were able to win a sectional game last year for the first time, I believe, in 11 years. So that was exciting, and but ultimately you're trying to win 2 this week, and win that first sectional in quite some time. But it's never easy, and winning sectionals are never easy, and so you want to be playing your best ball. I think we are. I think our guys are excited. I think they're really anxious to play. Probably tired of listening to the coaches a little bit in practice.
Court, yeah.
getting the bye, I think, is a good thing, especially in our sectional, as hard, as competitive as it can be. Exciting time, and we're really looking forward to Friday night.
Yeah, you know, 20 years of yourself obviously been on the sidelines as a head coach, which speaks for itself, and just your love of experience and knowing the game, and especially here in the state of Indiana. You look at the matchups coming up on Friday. You guys got Westfield. We saw what they were to do a couple of nights ago against Carmel. Final thoughts here. Give me your thoughts on this matchup coming up on Friday against the Rocks.
Well, I think, you know, first and foremost, everything goes through Mr. Romack and number 40. He's just a great player. He's a tough matchup. He can play inside. He can play out. He's just a very heady player. The next guy you're going to highlight in your next segment, you know, hit 10 3-pointers the other night. Yeah. Trey Buchanan, he really kind of hurt us in December. I think they're extremely well coached. I think they play very, very hard. I think their role players buy into their role. So we know we've got a tough challenge ahead of us for Friday night, but we're looking forward to it. We feel like, you know, we can do some things differently that maybe we didn't, or you know, do better than what we did in December when we played them.
All right, Coach. Well, look, all the best to you. Thanks for taking the time, and good luck to the Millers, all right?
Thank you.
Coming up tomorrow night, they get set to take on Westfield. All right, we're going to take a time out. So ahead here tonight on the Zone Extra is our athlete of the week. You know, Coach was just talking about this. He just set a single-game Westfield record with 10 3-pointers in a game. Up next, meet Rocks junior Trey Buchanan. Plus, a complete program is being constructed on the city's west side. So ahead, we got a great story for you about the Giants of Ben Davis. That and more coming up.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
We're back here on the Zone Extra. Anthony Calhoun here with you tonight. You know, last week, Westfield Jr. wrote his name into the Rocks record book with an incredible shooting display in a historic gym. Last Tuesday night, Trey Buchanan hit 3 triples to score the first 9 points of the game for Westfield as the Rocks visited Frankfort. But Buchanan was just getting started, folks. The shots kept dropping, and by the end of the night, he had set a single-game school record with 10 3-pointers. Buchanan averages 15 points per game, leads the team in 3-pointers, and says it felt good getting into an early rhythm.
It's kind of just one after another for me. It was just, once I saw that first one go through, it was like, all right, I'm going to get another one off, see if that one go in, and it just was kind of a domino effect as the game went on. I just kept hitting, and I had no idea of the 3-point record at any point until after the game when I was told that I'd beaten it.
You knew he was hot again, and really it wasn't never talked about within the guys, but I think, you know, you talk about the vibe, you could sense it in our huddle that they all kind of knew that, you know, what kind of night that he was having. It was going to be a special night. It was never really talked about. We never really said, hey, we got to get Trey the ball. We never really did any of those things.
I mean, there was nothing really like about the gym that was just like kind of like a shooter's gym. But I mean, just knowing that I've had that experience in a gym that has so much history, and now kind of have that Blue Chips movie will kind of have a special place in my heart after having that experience in Case Arena.
I'd love to have 10 Trey Buchanans on my basketball team and coach him every day, if that tells you anything. So he's a special kid. He's treats everybody well, and as good a basketball player that he is, he's probably even a better person.
You got to love her there. All the best to him. Job well done, my friend. Okay, another school chasing the title this season. Well, it's Ben Davis. The Giants are the only undefeated team left in Indiana. Our Andrew Chernoff joins us now with more. Andrew.
When Don Carlisle became Ben Davis's head coach prior to the 2018-2019 season, he found immediate success, leading the Giants to the state championship game in his first year at the school. He's hoping to get back there again, and as good as that team was, this one may be even better.
We've been building and just trying to stay consistent, and I think we're doing a good job this year.
That's an understatement. The Giants are doing better than just a good job. They're doing a great job this year.
Going into the season, we will always want to be undefeated at Win State, and that's our goal. Right now, we're on track for that goal.
The Giants are a perfect 26-0 this season. They know they're just 7 wins away from capturing the program's first state title since 2017.
We pride ourselves on how hard we work and the things that we try to do as a as a group, it's more so of a family atmosphere, and we want to develop the kids and keep our Ben Davis kids, Wayne Township kids at Ben Davis.
A perfect example of that is senior guard Sheridan Sharp.
I always wanted to be a Ben Davis Giant since I was little, and so now it's like a big dream come true.
One of the reasons guys like Sharp are performing so well is likely because they connect well with their head coach. Don Carlisle is a Ben Davis graduate who also found success as a player. He was part of the Giants state championship teams in the mid-90s.
It's been good to be able to say that I sat in these same seats that you sat in as a player, and now I can maybe speak to you a little bit different than someone who hadn't sat in those same seats could.
The state needs to take notice. This program is built to compete for years to come. Even the younger teams are lighting up the scoreboard. The freshman team went undefeated, and the JV team lost only twice. So add all of that up, and you've got only 2 losses combined between the varsity, JV, and freshmen.
It's about competition. It's about putting them in the fire and giving them that experience early, even as young as freshmen. Some freshmen here behind us that we moved up after the freshman season ended. This is shining a bright light on them. They went 23-0, so as a program, man, I'm extremely proud of what we've accomplished this year, but we got more work to do.
More work to do, and that work continues this week with postseason play. AC?
All right, Andrew, thanks a lot. Head here tonight on the Zone Extra. We're headed to the north side of town. A high school basketball player who is making his presence known. That's next.
This is the Zone Extra, presented by Franciscan Health Sports Medicine.
All right, we're back here on the Zone Extra tonight. You can hear the roars from Benford Boulevard at any time Heritage Christian has a home basketball game. That's because odds are Miles Colvin just did something ridiculous. Our Angel Morian has more.
He does some things that shocks me.
Miles Colvin is electric. The Heritage Christian senior averages over 20 points a game. The question is never, will he score, but how he'll do it.
He took off from right below the free throw line and dunked it. There are just things that every 2 or 3 months that it takes me to a place of in awe.
A lot of times I surprised myself. Like one game I threw the ball at the backboard and went and dunked it. So I think that was something that's, it's just most of the time it's just instinct, and I just go and do it, and if I finish it I'm like, wow, I really just did that. So I think it's after the games that's really when it hits me, when I realize I did something that's not really normal for other people to do.
The rest of his game, well, that's just as elite as his shot making.
It's quite shocking when I look at the film to see the usage of him, but what he does with the ball and off the ball, it does a lot for everybody else as well.
Colvin's no stranger to success. His father, Roosevelt, was a linebacker at Purdue before going on to win 2 Super Bowls with the New England Patriots. Miles may be playing a different sport, sure. However, the foundation is exactly the same.
I've seen, through his daily life, he's a hard worker, he gets stuff done, so I think just carrying out that lifestyle and making sure I'm on top of everything that I have and getting the job done. I think as long as I do that, then I'll get there.
Miles will follow in his father's footsteps in one way, playing for the Purdue Boilermakers.
Seeing Braden and Fletcher, see them start as freshmen, I think it really gives me hope and the opportunity to go in there and then just work hard and start. And even if I don't start, just keep working and helping the team win.
Either way, he's excited to hear another Colvin name echo through Mackey Arena.
Obviously, it's going to be an emotional moment. Try not to get too emotional, but I think it's going to be really sweet. I think it's something that, obviously not a lot of people in the world get to experience, just playing for one of the, best teams in the country and also playing in one of the best arenas in the country. I think that's definitely a blessing, so I can't wait for it.
He's the baby boiler, and we hope that he goes out there and does some special things for him.
Like maybe one day, joining Dad in the Boilers Hall of Fame. Angela Morian, WishTV, WishTV.com, and follow us on Facebook.
Oh, so proud of Miles there. All the best to him. Now let's check out this play of the week for sectional action on Tuesday. Warren Central taking on LC Town in overtime, final seconds. That's Devin Holman at the buzzer for the win as Warren advances to face defending champion Cathedral coming up tomorrow night. What a start to the state championship there in basketball. Okay, folks, it's a big night of high school sectional basketball coming your way tomorrow. See you right here behind me. That's a look at the schedule of all the games we're going to have for you right here on Wish TV. Coming up tomorrow, 11:08 for The Zone, the final Zone of the year. Folks, thank you so much for watching The Zone Extra. I'm Anthony Calhoun. We'll see you back there next week, same time.